Today on DNVR Buffs Live, how Marshall Faulk and Colorado's running backs can change the narrative ahead of 2025. Scotty had a banger interview with Gavin Mueller, first commit of the 2026 class. We're going to talk PFF's quarterback clusters and draft the best fictional athletes, much more. Let's go. Buff Nation
Squad!
Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores, is DNVR Buffs Live. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope Friday's treating you well. Another week, almost down in the off season, Scotty.
Yeah, man.
We're literally like a month away from camp starting.
Sheesh.
I mean,
It's about time, brother.
a week and a half from media days.
Yeah, we finna be in Dallas with it soon, brother.
Yeah, and then we'll probably have CU Media Day shortly thereafter.
Good point, yeah.
It's baby steps, baby steps.
I mean, in my mind, once July 1st hit, it's football season.
Totally.
Especially when we're in Dallas for Big 12 Media Days, July 8th, July 9th. It's football season at that point.
I mean, as soon as the final buzzer sounds in the NBA Finals, it's football season.
Low key. And you know, yeah, bro, that's such a good point because I think it was maybe the day after this. Yeah, Game 7 was Sunday. So maybe either Monday or Tuesday evening after the show, I went home, ate some food, turned on my TV, went to the ESPN app to see if I can find some sports programming. And like the main thing on ESPN was like this Northwoods baseball game. And it was like the craziest names of a sports team. It was like the Hot Dogs versus like, I swear, I'm not even capping, G. It was like the Hot Dogs versus like the I don't even know, something crazy. And I'm like, wow, it's summer.
It is.
It's officially summer. And even yesterday, I saw last night that Scott Van Pelt, his like Sports Center late night show. Like,
they're going on
hiatus until like August 26th. It's like, damn. Yeah,
it's like
It's the dog days of summer for sure.
The quick minor league baseball story. So in Albuquerque, we have the Isotopes.
Yeah.
The Rockies affiliate. They would do, and the minor league teams do this. They have a lot of fun with their name and all that. But the Isotopes one day, they were the iconic Albuquerque green chili cheeseburgers. Yeah.
Wait, that was like their name for a day? It was like a special green chili cheeseburger. You had one of those before? You had green chili on a cheeseburger before?
Brother.
Of course you have, right?
Brother. Oh, man.
That boy said, what have I?
Yeah, here, look at the merch, bro. I told you. Isn't that dope?
Hilarious.
Look at that logo, bro. The chili roaster?
That is kind of hard. That's kind of hard.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. They should have just made that the real life thing. Like, you know what? No Isotopes, that's in their past.
Totally, bro.
Embrace the locality, I feel like, of a location like that especially.
I might have to get one of these, bro. Shout out to the 505, man. All right. Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding me.
You wild as hell for that.
I'm joined by the latest meatloafer to join.
Bro, I'm like, I got the YouTube notification yesterday on my phone. I'm like, let me tap in to see what my boys talking about today while I'm not there. As soon as I tap in, I hear you capping on my name, bro. Lying on my name, bro. Saying I like something that you know damn well I don't like. But that was crazy. And the whole chat was just going with it, too. Like, oh, really? I didn't
of course.
know.
I only speak truths, bro.
My boy RK held me down, though. He was like, somehow I don't believe you. He knows. He knows me.
He just thinking about it for a second. That's what I was surprised, though.
He was. Oh, man.
What's up, Jay Stone? What's up, Travis?
What up, chat? How y'all feeling today?
Appreciate all the
Hit that
love,
like
man.
button. Hit a comment. Let's cut up today, y'all. It's Friday.
Do it,
I'm
yeah.
probably gonna regret saying that, but let's cut up today.
No,
y'all.
we will. We're gonna talk some CU here, but it'll be fun. DeKalon Taylor, Marshall Faulk. We'll talk the running back room. We'll talk Gavin Mueller. We'll talk PFF's quarterback clusters. EA football 26, college football 26 ratings came out. We'll talk about those, and we'll draft the best fictional athletes. So let's get started. A couple days ago, Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember which day, DeKalon Taylor, of course, transferring from Incarnate Word, posted a video of him working out, of course, in the weight room and all that stuff at the Champion Center. And, a lot of things, when that commitment came through, right, there wasn't much to look at. There's not much Incarnate Word film out there, honestly.
Right.
Like, the highlights are great and all. You obviously talk about the speed, the nickname Trackhawk. But a lot of people saw the weight and the size and got a little concerned by that.
Yes, they did.
But in that video on Monday or Tuesday, you see DeKalon Taylor straight repping out 405 plus on the squat.
Stupid weight on the squat. Stupid lower body explosion. And you see that on film. Like, dude gets in and out of his cuts in a crazy manner, in a really explosive way. Again, whether it's in game or you see some of his clips working out, with his running back trainer or whatever. This is somebody who, again, as soon as I saw some of the clips, some of the film, in addition to some of the highlights after he committed, this was the guy that I kind of circled as the guy that I think is going to kind of be the most explosive kind of a weapon out of this backfield from the running back position. He might not get the most carries. He might not even finish the year with the most rushing yards. But I think at the very least, he's going to be very impactful. Somebody that opponents each week are going to have to be like, we have to make sure this guy does not get off and, make a game-breaking play. And something else that you mentioned, the size that people might be turned off a little bit by. I would say his school, too, is something that had people skeptical. And this literally happened to me yesterday, kind of a personal story. Somebody in my, the group chat from some of my college friends, they were asking me about, like, the running back situation. It was like, who do you think? And obviously I said DeKalon because that's who I've been talking about. I think is going to be the lead guy. And I was like, this transfer from Incarnate Word. And my boy was trying to be funny. He was like, was that a typo? Did you say Incarnate Word? And I'm like, bro, see, people got to stop doing this.
Yeah.
People have to stop because... And this is what I said. I've seen too many people from the SEC, the Big Ten, transfer elsewhere, and they're not worth much of anything.
Totally.
You can't just attach a name to a school and attach a value to that. All willy nilly.
Helmet scouting.
That's exactly what it is. And this, I think, iteration of college football that we've seen in this NIL era, the transfer portal era in recent years, should solidify that just because you started out at a certain spot, at a certain school, doesn't mean that you are limited by any means in terms of your talent. Hell, the best players on Colorado's team last year started their college careers HBCU, JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is just where we're at with college football. Cam Ward, the #1 overall pick in the draft.
That's exactly where I was going to go.
Started his career at Incarnate Word. So we got to stop the helmet scouting. I think DeKalon Taylor is going to be a dog. And I think he's going to help this offense. I think he's going to help this program help change the narrative about the running game, because I think that's maybe the one biggest on-field knock you can say about Colorado in the Coach Prime era.
Totally. 100%.
The run game has been non-existent. I think every other aspect that you could have poked hole out in the past has kind of been alleviated a little bit. The offensive line is certainly improved. We still got to see more proof of that. But everything else, that's kind of the one thing where it's like, haters would be like, all right, you got that.
Right.
You got us on there. We got to see it. You know what I'm saying? But I think DeKalon Taylor, Dallan, Hayden, Micah Welch, I think those guys are going to help change the narrative and give this offense a real semblance of a running game and some real balance.
For sure. It's a totally different room. And the biggest thing for me with DeKalon Taylor, and you've mentioned, he's the first running back that Marshall Faulk maybe had a hand in bringing in. But to me, it's what you missed out on last year when Dallan left.
Exactly.
That speed element, that catching the ball. I mean, did we even run a screen for a running back last year?
No.
I totally understand maybe why you wouldn't do it. I mean, because you don't feel like you have the players.
Sure.
I mean, calling it situationally, that's a whole different conversation that we don't have to get into. But in terms of just having that element out of the backfield, man, especially with if Caden Salter is playing a lot, starting and all that RPO game with
scary, bro.
That speed in the backfield between those two. I mean, that's how that changes everything. And to me, the one thing that I kind of maybe hang up on with DeKalon Taylor, and it's nothing to do with him. It's just that Coach Prime has said before that he likes the kind of, bulky, shorter, bowling ball type backs. You think of obviously Savion Wilkerson at JSU. I think that's why they brought Micah in. So I do think it's going to be a heavy rotation, but DeKalon Taylor could be the straw that stirs the drink for that running back room and the running game in general.
For sure. And I think the biggest thing, too, where I think of him being an impactful player is just explosive plays.
Yep.
And that's something that this offense just hasn't had. Last year, the longest run for the entire season was 39 yards by Charlie Arfordal in a carry that probably nobody really remembers, in a game that probably nobody remembers.
Was it
the Arizona game, right?
I did not remember that.
Exactly. So it's like when you had to have explosive plays last year, it had to come via the arm of Shedeur Sanders, and that kind of makes you one-dimensional in a lot of ways.
It totally makes you one-dimensional.
If you can get explosive field-flipping plays in the running game, that is something that can just help your entire team. That helps your defense stay on the field. That helps you extend drives. That puts you can get one run and instantly be in scoring position, whether it be for a field goal or in the red zone. And that's something that obviously DeKalon kind of specializes in, runs of 39, 37, 38, 97-yard, which is a school record. Multiple, catches for a long 20-plus yard catches and whatnot over the last couple of seasons. So this is somebody who I think also, too, didn't really – we talk about, I think, with running backs having tread on their tires, right?
Yeah.
That's not an issue with DeKalon Taylor either.
Not at all. I mean, go through the numbers.
Last year he had 150 carries, which is respectable, but 6 yards a carry on those.
Yeah.
Like he made them count, and like he's not somebody who was ran into the ground at his previous school. He's going to come in fresh, ready to prove that he belongs to on this level. And I also like that he's a Texas dog as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Also, too, shout out to Darius Sanders and Bucky for all the the summer videos and whatnot from summer workouts and player-led workouts. I saw a clip of like DeKalon, I think it was with Darius, like going around the locker room asking like the famous question, like, who's the last player on the team that you would want to like date your sister or your daughter? But like DeKalon was the one walking around. Like he has clearly made his presence felt in that locker room and like earned the respect of the guys in that locker room in a short amount of time, which is impressive.
That's true. I mean, he's kind of a vet too. I mean, you mentioned tread on the tires, but this is his third, fourth year of college football. Like he's been around the block a bit.
He's the oldest guy in the running back room aside from Charlie, right?
Yeah, I think so. Pull up the picture if you can, a list of them at dinner. So this came out yesterday, posted by Colorado's new assistant running backs coach, Coach Mack. Yes, Charlie is not there. I don't know where he is. I wouldn't worry about it. But there's the whole running back room. And that's a decent group, I'd say.
Yeah, we didn't even mention Simeon Price. Like I think that's
Dallan.
probably the. I mentioned Dallan along with Micah, but yeah, I mean Simeon Price can be like the X factor, right? This is somebody who committed to my guy Mike Leach, out of high school.
Yep.
Mike Leach, and he was involved as the redshirt freshman. That was his most productive year in Mike Leach's last season. Led Washington State in rushing yards in their bowl game that last year of Mike Leach's career as well. So this is somebody who comes in looking like a running back, you know what I'm saying, with the right build and the right speed and whatnot. Pass catching ability, a really nice pass protecting grade from Pro Football Focus as well for Simeon Price. So I like where this room is at. And it's all about, I think, getting opportunities. I think it's going to come with an improved offensive line. And, similar, we got Marshall Faulk on the thumbnail for this video for a reason, right? He's going to be a big reason why I feel like this running back room is going to help change the narrative, because he's not going to sit back quietly, while the ball is being thrown 35, 40 times a game. I just don't think that's going to be a thing at all this year.
No.
So it's going to be interesting to watch.
Totally. This room just has a lot of potential to surprise not just Buffs fans and people who follow Colorado football, but the nation, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it could get scary really quickly when you go, wow, they got a running game now?
Yes.
So
and I think, and do you know who the second highest graded returning Big 12 offensive tackle is in the Big 12?
Jordan?
I realized as I was reading that it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. It's Xavier Hill.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be playing guard for the Buffs, but still,
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Hill at one guard spot, Zy Chris at another guard spot. With who you just mentioned, Jordan Seaton guarding that, man in that left side. Like, this is a massive, talented, experienced offensive line that should help whoever's carrying that rock.
No doubt, man. It's going to be fun. Let's take our first break. Lots more to get to on the other side. Shout out to our friends over at FanStake. You guys should know the drill by now, but if you don't, allow me to tell you about it. FanStake's a cool new app that basically allows you, the fan, to directly invest in the success of now and the future of your favorite football team. Colorado is currently the 5th most popular fan base over on FanStake. So what you got to do, go down there, sign up with the app, use promo code DNVR when you do that. You'll get $25 in free credit to place on a player. It's not really portal season right now, but if recruits are signed up on FanStake, you can go stake recruits. And if the player that you stake decides to not come to your school, that money just goes right back into your account. You can put it back on another player very easily. I mean, seamlessly, really. FanStake is currently offering new fans a free $25 credit with no credit card required or strings attached. We're encouraging everyone to join us in staking DeKalon Taylor, Micah Welch, Charlie, Dallan, all those guys.
All of them.
Because we're going to need them this year to help change the narrative for Coach Prime in Colorado. Click the link in our description, scan the QR code, or just head to fanstake.com and use that promo code DNVR to help keep DeKalon Taylor, Micah Welch, all those guys with the Buffs.
And shout out to the squad over at Coors Light, man. We love us a good Coors Light, Jake. I woke up really early this morning, and I really don't know why. Like, I'm talking about like before 7 a.m.
You're sick.
Like 6:50 a.m. I was up and pissed off about it. So like at about 8:30, I'm like, I feel like I've been up all day, and it was only like 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, gee, I'm just gonna go to my pool. Like, it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna just go sit in the pool for a little bit, catch a vibe. And in that moment when I got in there, it was so nice that I'm like, Coors Light would hit like crazy right now. So when y'all are poolside this summer, maybe even at a beach or on vacation, make sure you grab you an ice cold Coors Light, because Coors Light is cold lagered, it's cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. When you embrace the chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment. It's crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Make the most out of the times you choose to chill, y'all. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. All you got to do is visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Alrighty. Let's talk a little bit of recruiting first. Yes, Deacon does commit tomorrow.
He just tweeted like 10 minutes ago. 24 hours.
Yep. ...
With this emoji and the clock emoji.
How do you feel? I said how I felt yesterday.
How'd you say you felt yesterday?
I don't think he's coming here. At least right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'd be a bit surprised if he ended up picking Colorado tomorrow. Obviously, like you mentioned, probably yesterday, Alabama, Oklahoma, or
there's predictions out there. They're all predicting him to go to Oklahoma
for sure. So yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised, but I'll be tuned in though for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'll be tuned in though for sure.
I mean, you never know with this program, honestly.
No. Who do you think? Who's the next one?
Sedarian. That's who I was going to talk about next.
You said that so confidently, brother. I love that.
Well, let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
A video came out yesterday of Sedarian hanging out with Tom Loy and some of the 247 sports crew at some. Do you know what it was? It was some camp.
OT7, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was asked by Tom Loy about all his finalists. And I can't remember the order it went in. It was like Alabama.
It was Alabama,
Clemson,
then
or something. Or
I think it was Alabama, then Auburn.
And then Colorado gets brought up.
Yeah.
And when Tom Loy asked him about Colorado, Sedarian has a very different reaction than any other school he's asked about.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of looks down, like cracking a smile, and what he said too. Do you have the full quote pulled up?
I don't have the full quote, but the most important part is that he goes, I feel like he being Coach Prime, is building a very special program. And like you said, he was like, as soon as he got to ask him about Coach Prime, the smile comes out, and he's like trying to hide. You could tell he's like trying to hide it, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. And as you mentioned, a very different reaction than when he was asked about Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Georgia.
And Auburn, he's talking about how the coach has been recruiting him since he was a freshman.
A shorty, right. And, hey, they might have been recruiting him since he was a freshman, but I know Sadarian Morgan said that he rocked with everybody on the Colorado recruiting staff. Yeah. He said he rocked with everybody. He came out here Mother's Day weekend with the whole fam, and he came back again after that.
Unofficial.
On a little secret, little surprise visit. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. And I know all the fan bases for all those teams, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, they're all praying and hoping that Sadarian Morgan chooses them. And I feel pretty good about Colorado's chances, but we'll see. You never know until you know.
Yeah, it's exciting right now. You can tell there's a little something different there just from that interview yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked a lot about him this summer, and it's because he keeps showing up. He keeps just popping up.
Exactly.
Or coaches keep on popping up at his school.
Yeah. Multiple visits gone to Benjamin Russell High School down there in Alabama. Again, Benjamin Russell High School, the high school of Terrell Owens, who is a very good friend of the program as well.
And Julian's commenting on his stuff. You know, and we've talked enough about that connection, that potential connection, and what that would mean. So it's getting exciting. You spoke to Gavin Mueller yesterday, though.
I did.
Fire article. Go check it out. Go become a diehard. You can see all these as soon as they drop. Give them a little taste of what they'd get when they go on DNVR.com.
Absolutely, man. Good shout out. Go check this out on DNVR.com. Make sure y'all become a diehard if you're not already. I think there's been some really fire content on this site just this week. I mean, interviews with Manoa Falpusa, who has Colorado in his top 3. He's announcing his decision next Saturday. Interview with, obviously, Preston Ashley, the 4-star cornerback commit to Colorado, and Gavin Mueller, who I wrote about yesterday. I want to talk a little bit about that now. Gavin was a great interview. Let's see, where should we start? We obviously know that he has a basketball background, right? He was starting on varsity basketball as a true freshman, was one of their top leading scorers. So he thought that was kind of going to be his path his first 2 years of high school. So he didn't play football his freshman year of high school. He didn't play football his sophomore year of high school. Yep. His junior year of high school was the first year he played high school football. And even before he played a game in high school football, he had offers. Power 4 offer from Minnesota was his first Power 4 offer that came last May. And it's easy to see, like, you can just tell, obviously the basketball ability jumps out to you, but the 6'6" frame, the 250-pound frame, absolutely shredded. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro's has an elite frame, a freak kind of athlete frame at a position that this program needs to address and has been addressing thanks to Coach Bartolone. And Gavin talked about his relationship with Coach Bart, which is crazy. And Gavin really knows ball, and I'll give you a couple examples of this. He was telling me about how Illinois is really known for their tight ends, which is true. Obviously, me growing up there, like, I know, like, because Notre Dame, you know, is kind of tight end. A lot of those guys come from Illinois, obviously. So Coach Bart was actually in Illinois recruiting some other guys, and they hadn't even met. And Gavin Mueller, he said they had followed each other. So Gavin just sent Coach Bart a DM one day. It was like, hey, like, do you want to meet? Pretty much. And Coach Bart was like, I mean, I'm kind of on my way out, but, like, let's stay in touch. They stayed in touch. Before they even meeting, Coach Bart offered them. So when they finally met, obviously they hit it off. And that was kind of it. Like, they became, you know, really, really close. Gavin talked about it or tweeted about it. They saw each other 5 out of 7 days before he committed. And obviously he committed, choosing the Buffs over Notre Dame, who I just mentioned, LSU, who has churned out tight ends in the NFL, Wisconsin, who has churned out tight ends in the NFL. And the big reason he chose the Buffs was because of that relationship with Coach Bart. He goes, it's not really about the amount of time. It's more about the quality of time. And I had grown with the coaches. You can tell the passion that Coach Bartolone has. And obviously he's a really good coach. And this is another example of him really knowing ball. This is something that I think you have literally said verbatim.
Okay.
Gavin goes, talking about Coach Bart, he's definitely overqualified for the tight end position. but he's trying to make the tight ends a strong position. Like, I'm pretty sure you have said that. Like, he's a bit overqualified for that. Like, former OC, like, Gavin knows ball.
Oh,
and another example here, his first year, like I said, playing high school football his junior year, he was at St. Francis. And you might wonder when you look up Gavin Mueller, it's like, why can't I find any stats on him? Right? It's a tight end, like, you can't find any stats. He explained that St. Francis was a lot like Colorado last year. Lived in 10 personnel, 4 receivers on the field, no tight end. So he was kind of at least shut out from the production side of the offense. He is transferred. He is now at South Elgin. He says that he's going to be used all over the field. Quarterback, receiver, tight end. And you might think when you hear that, it's like, well, if Colorado had that problem last year and he kind of dealt with that at his previous school, why would he choose Colorado? And the answer to that is because, like I said earlier, Gavin Mueller knows ball.
He does.
Listen to this quote. He goes, talking about Colorado, they were definitely heavy on wide receiver last year, but that kind of happens when you have 4 of the best receivers in college football.
Preach.
You kind of have to play the 11 best, right? Coach Shermer is obviously a great NFL mind, and the NFL is all 11 and 12 personnel. Everything he did in the NFL was all heavy tight end, so you know he wants to be in that. I think they're just looking for that piece, and I think they see that in me. I see that in Gavin Mueller. I mean, I think we got a video here that he actually just posted today. Gavin Mueller did of obviously him working with his new high school team, South Elgin, and you'll see him kind of come together here at the last of the clip. But like, look at this catch in the back of the end zone, one-handed. First off, look how much bigger he just looks than all them folks at 6'6", 250. But
he split out wide too, right there.
Look at the flip of the hips too.
Yep. Totally,
that's the most impressive part to me. The flip of the hips, the athleticism that he has from his basketball background. He had a tweet, maybe a couple weeks ago with some photos where he goes, "I'm up top and I'm down low," and I feel like that's a perfect encapsulation of his talent. Throw it up high, I got it. Throw it down low, I'm gonna go get it. Like that's Gavin Mueller in a nutshell. He obviously talked about Juju as well. Talked about how when he was on his visit, he was a part of the guys like Breck, like Gavin, who went to Juju's house for that visit. And, we talked a little about the 2026 class as well. And obviously a quote that kind of made the rounds yesterday on social media. He goes, "I'm doing my individual recruitment part." He goes, "I'm texting some of the guys." He goes, "It's going to shake out into something good. It's piece by piece, but similar to every other thing in football, once one domino falls, the rest come with it." Gavin Mueller's a smart young man, a really impressive young man, and I'm excited for his future. Go check the full story out, my full interview with Gavin Mueller on DNVR.com. Make sure you become a diehard. And like Dork Ken TV said, that's a Sunday catch right there.
Yep, totally. Well, with that, great work as always, Scotty.
Appreciate you, brother.
Who's the domino? Who did he visit with?
I don't know, man. I guess we're just going to have to find out.
All right. Let's take our next break. Shout out to the homies over at Game Time. It is it's baseball season still. We say it's football season. So. It is very much still baseball season. Get out to your local ballpark, crush a few Coors Lights, all that stuff. But hit up our friends at Game Time when you do that. Also, we got FIFA World Cup games, qualifying games, I believe, coming up. Are going on right now. So just check out the app, man. I mean, seriously, whatever you're looking for in your city, concerts, events, theater, games, obviously, they got you all covered. Get ahead of the schedule, too. Get your CU tickets for this next year. Those are going to go fast. I think I saw yesterday prices are actually pretty good for the GT game. I think we're
really
150-ish
that's
from what I saw. And that game's going to be electric. Opening weekend, Friday night, like everyone's going to be watching, and it's going to be sold out. So make sure you get in on the action with your tickets over at Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, use code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
And shout out to our good friends over at Empire today, because just like the way your favorite team has a home court advantage, a home field advantage, you deserve a home floor advantage at your home. And that's exactly what Empire today can provide. That's because Empire today has flooring experts dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. You might be tempted to do a little DIY project at home with your flooring. Don't do that. Don't waste your time and don't mess your floor up. Just go hit up our friends over at Empire today. Because like I said, they live and breathe flooring, and they will be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game at Empire today. You can get precise measurements taken and have all your questions answered, so there are no surprises. You can get clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing. Plus, you can schedule installation as soon as the next day because nobody likes to wait. Schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. DNVR listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code DNVR. Yes, you heard that right. $350 discount with code DNVR. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire today/DNVR for full details. I want to say one more thing about Gavin Mueller.
Go for it, bro.
And a comment there made me think about it. But I mentioned that he was in a place at his previous school where they were in, like I said, lived in 10 personnel without tight ends on the field. He's now at a school where he's, I think, going to be really featured in a lot of different ways. On some recruiting sites, Gavin Mueller's a 3-star. On some, he's a 4-star, which is why I call him a 4-star.
Sure.
I think at some point this season, certainly by the end of this 2025 high school football season, he is going to be a 4-star on all sites. And I think maybe even potentially a high 4-star because, like I said, he is going to be featured for the first time, and the freakish athleticism and the frame that we see is going to be accompanied, I think, by actual production and numbers this season. And it's going to be fun to watch. People are going to get really excited about Gavin Mueller, I feel like, as the high school football season rolls on.
Hell yeah, love it. I mean, I'm with you on that too. We saw the catch, but just looking at, all of the stuff, the athletic profile alone, the size at this age,
Yes.
I just, honestly, I don't see how he doesn't make an impact.
Same, bro.
This next year in high school football, and he's going to catch, some eyeballs, turn some heads, and he's going to start skyrocketing up recruiting rankings. Totally.
100%. And another thing, too, I would say even more than I look at recruiting rankings, it's like, who is recruiting you? Mm-hmm. Who has offered you? Yeah. Who is really targeting you and wanting you to become a part of their program? And in Gavin Mueller's case, having LSU on your heels, Notre Dame on your heels, Wisconsin on your heels, the way that those programs have recruited the tight end position in recent history tells me that Gavin Mueller is going to be one of those ones. And Buffs fans should be really excited about the fact that they landed a player of his caliber.
All that, and again, with character. Seems like a great kid.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, EA College Football 26 rankings are out. The top 25 is out. This is really the best look at I'm going to send you this tweet real quick, Alyssa. Really the best look at a top 25 we've gotten besides, Joe Klatt putting out his top 25 or, an ESPN rating. I'm going to try and pull up last year's actually so that we can look at the differences. The number 1 team is Alabama. Number 2 is Texas. Number 3 is Ohio State. Number 4, Penn State. Number 5, Notre Dame. Big 12 teams in the top 25, starting from
Tech.
The bottom. Yeah, I mean, is it just Tech?
Arizona
ASU?
State.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Those two.
Tech and Arizona State.
At 13 and 14. Yeah, you're good. Sorry, I'm looking up last year's.
Trying to think what's the most annoying thing here. Maybe Auburn at 22 is annoying.
That one makes no sense. Who else? Texas A&M as a top 10 team is interesting to me. They've been recruiting well.
Yeah, they got to have Marcel Reed cold as hell on there.
Texas Tech to me is just, you got to prove it on the field, bro. Like we've done this the last
Tech or
10 years. I'm sorry, A&M. You got to prove it on the field because they've had hype. They've had good seasons for sure. Johnny football, all that stuff. But they keep getting this benefit. It's every year they're in these lists. And every year they end up 7-5, 8-4, and not really being a factor in the SEC at all. So
never, bro.
This is harder to find than you guys would think.
You talking about last year's top 25? Because, CU definitely was in the top 25 to enter going into that game, right? Or like 21 or something, I think.
Maybe. Okay, here we go. So last year, this is toughest places to play. No. Okay, so maybe we don't have overall teams, but overall offenses, Colorado was 8th with an 89. And then top 25 defenses, Colorado was 20th with an 84. So yeah, you average that out. They probably were a top 25 ranked team overall. Yeah, so 16th. They were tied with Oklahoma and Wisconsin, USC, Virginia Tech, NC State, Kansas, Arizona. A lot of teams at 87 overall last year. So this year's offenses and defenses, Colorado's not in these. It's just,
why you spoil it, bro?
I'm sorry. It's just, I know someone's out there waiting to hear it.
Facts.
But they're not in these. So top 25 offenses, though, relevant teams when it comes to Colorado. They got ASU at, I'm sorry. That was
here's
defense.
the top 25. Alyssa got this up on the screen.
So yeah, there's the full top 25. Duke is in there.
I don't mind that. I really like their quarterback.
Is that Mensah?
Yeah, from Tulane.
Illinois makes an appearance. South Carolina only 24. That one's, I don't know. Putting them behind Auburn and Mizzou and Tennessee in the SEC is crazy to me.
Yeah, I think Mizzou and Auburn are probably my most annoying slots right here.
Miami and Florida again.
Even Tennessee.
Yeah, totally.
It's 3 SEC teams. I mean, it's the SEC bias. We know how this works.
Of course.
We know how this works. But, I mean, for the most part, it's valid.
So to kind of explain those a bit, top 25 offenses, number 24 is the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I'm sorry. What do they do better than Colorado on offense? Run the ball? Dylan Raiola is not as athletic as Caden Salter.
The way you should have said that is that Dylan Raiola is just not as good as Hayden Salter.
He's a fake 5-star.
At least right now in the year 2025.
Texas Tech has an 87 offense. Baylor also has an 87 offense.
Who's got the best offense in the Big 12?
Arizona State tied with the top offense in the game.
What?
With Texas, Penn State, and Ohio State and ASU all at 91 overall offense.
Bruh. The Sam Leavitt hype is completely out of control.
It's insane. BYU still at an 87 offense as well. Iowa State's got an 85. They're right above Nebraska. Defenses. ASU is number 23. K-State is number 19. What?
I was laughing at chat.
Texas Tech has a 92. They're 9th overall in the defense ratings.
That's what I pointed out to you earlier, and you pointed out to me that they've been going crazy in the portal. But somebody said in the chat, yeah, they are definitely, whether it's the game or pundits, they are putting a lot of stock into Texas Tech's transfer portal class this offseason.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that works out for them.
No doubt. That's really the big takeaways. I mean, it's all the, normal teams, Blue Bloods, Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Texas. All those teams are up there. So,
do you rock with Drew Rollar? I forget.
I'm trying something new. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to let go of my previous thoughts. Maybe not let go of them, but
you're trying not to succumb to anchor bias.
Yes, put less weight on what I saw the last 2-3 years, which I didn't like. So to answer your question, I like other quarterbacks better.
Okay, I got you.
All right, next, can you pull up the PFF graph, Alyssa? So PFF, can you explain this? You're the one who saw this.
Yeah, I can explain it the best I can. So this is from Pro Football Focus. They took an analytical look at all of college football starting quarterbacks here in 2025. So they grouped this based on key metrics, key performance metrics. And let me just try to get to what all this is. So they clustered them.
Okay.
And the algorithm draws from Pro Football Focus's comprehensive grading and charting data going back to the 2022 season. So this is counting, obviously, 2022,
so this is historical too, then.
2023, in 2024. So yes, this is historical. So the key inputs include passing and rushing grades, as well as their percentage of charted accurate throws. So pretty much it tracks everything: how good you are as a passer, how good you are as a runner over the last few years. And I thought this was really, really interesting. Again, this is all the projected starters here in 2025, and you can kind of see the clusters, the tiers, if you will. Who will be college football's next star? Smaller sample of flashes of brilliance, great rushers, better passing needed, don't sleep on, etc., etc. And if you look near the top, you see a Colorado logo. And no way, RK. Hey, we really worldwide out here, bro. This is crazy. I am dead. Ashley, I know. Thank you for letting me know. Yep, I already got on them. I already got on that with him earlier in the show.
Amazing.
Thank you, Ashley, for letting me know, though. Appreciate that. But that's it, bro. I know RK just lost
real.
it. I know he just lost it, bro. Like, wait, what? Gee, if somebody ever asked me that in public, like out the blue, just walk up to me, like, hey, I'd be like, gee, what?
I'm gonna hire someone to do that to you, bro.
But yeah, if we can pull that up again real quick, Alyssa.
Thank you, Alyssa.
No worries. But they at least this clustering of quarterbacks really likes Caden Salter.
Yeah,
and it's not really surprising when you look at what he's done, obviously, over the last few seasons at Liberty. They got him there in the smaller sample, but flashes of brilliance tier, which I think is interesting because there's 6 guys in that tier, right? I think there are 2 guys that everybody loves. There are 2 guys, or there's one guy that I really like. Mm-hmm. There's one guy that I really dislike. There's one guy that I don't really know much about, and there's a Colorado quarterback. The 2 guys that everybody loves are DJ Lagway and Arch Manning, which I think makes sense. Smaller sample size, right? They're younger guys.
Totally,
but they showed, some real flashes. Darian Mensah, who we briefly mentioned earlier, who was at Tulane last year, is at Duke now. I really like his game, and I think he's going to help make Duke a top 25 team this year. Jalen Daniels, I mean, y'all know how I feel about Jalen Daniels.
You know how this show feels about Jalen Daniels.
He should not be in that tier. I think Preston Stone is his name. He's Northwestern's quarterback, was also in that tier. I don't know much about him. I'm not going to lie. And then, obviously, Caden Salter was in that tier, which, again, makes sense. Smaller sample. And I think when they say smaller sample, they're talking about versus FBS competition, obviously, because, he's been the starter the last couple of seasons. But the flashes of brilliance is obvious. No returning FBS quarterback has more total touchdowns over the last 2 seasons than Caden Salter. Only Cade Klubnik has as many as Caden Salter over that span. Over 6,000, I think, total yards over the last 2 seasons as well for Caden Salter. So PFF likes Caden Salter quite a bit. And it just, I think, echoes how good of a position this quarterback room is in. And yeah, let's throw that up again because somebody mentioned Fafita. Sorry, Alyssa. But yeah, I think Fafita is probably the craziest one up there in that top who will be college football's next star. But I think the rest of them are valid, though. You got Klubnik, you got Kevin Jennings, SMU's quarterback, Sam Levitt, Rocco Beck, Hoover, Luke Altmaier, Illinois, who I really like, Drew Allar, Nussmeier, who's a Heisman candidate.
Yep. Blake Shapen, I believe is his name.
Yeah. And then the great rushers, better passing needed. You see some familiar names in that one. Haynes King, who the Buffs see week 1 against Georgia Tech.
Connor Wegman's in there. Devin Dampier. Avery Johnson's in there.
Sawyer Robertson.
Our
guy Devin Dampier.
Yep.
Diego Pavia. Taylor Green at Arkansas, who I also really like. And the don't sleep on tier, who I talked about before the show.
Okay, this is the one I have an issue with. The don't sleep on tier. Did we not see enough of Lenore Sellers and John Mateer last year? Like, I know you got to actually watch South Carolina and Washington State to know them, but like, they're the reason why these teams are getting so much hype. And even in the ratings, too. Like, South Carolina was way too low for me.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you on that. I was going to say, I thought maybe Lenore Sellers didn't play as much early on, but...
Oh, no, he played.
He played
a lot.
He played a lot.
He was sick.
So, I mean, I guess maybe that is just, we saw it one season, and we want to see it again, which I would get.
Sure. With Mateer, I kind of get that one more, just coming up from Washington State to Oklahoma. That makes sense to me.
I'm really high on John Mateer, bro.
I'm kind of the same, bro. Like
I'm really high on him.
I'm honestly not a big fan of Venables, and just the program itself has really fallen off the last few years. But John Mateer with Jaden Ott
Yes,
is
dude.
going to be. That's one of the premier backfields in college football.
That's like low-key my pick. I mean, this might sound crazy, but like I'm going to say my sleeper. That's my sleeper in the SEC this year.
Love that pick.
And my sleeper in the Big Ten is also in that tier. Washington is my sleeper in the Big Ten this year. I think year 2 of Jed Fish. I really like their quarterback, Damon Williams. They've done better in the portal.
Well,
And I think Jed Fish is just a good coach.
They got a lot more of the Arizona kids to come over this
Right.
last offseason.
Right. I just think Jed Fish is a good coach. And I think, again, in his second year, I think they'll surprise some people. Again, I'm not picking them to win it or finish top 4, but I think they'll be a sleeper in that conference.
Some more standouts to me on this list, though. Byron Morton's in the need to see more in 2025 with all the hype that Texas Tech is getting. That's a pretty low tier to have your quarterback in, especially in the Big 12. Jake Retzloff, I mean, the whole situation with him, who knows? But this matches up with what we saw, I think, on tape last year. Long shots and lower rated vets.
Yes.
He just has.
Retzloff was not impressive last
He
year.
had a knack to make plays at the right time. That's
He
pretty
was
much
clutch.
It. Yes.
He was clutch.
Who else?
But first quarter through third quarter, I would have took a lot other quarterback,
Yes.
even in the Big 12 over
Exactly.
Retzloff.
Exactly. Oklahoma State's got a complete unknown. UCF is down there. Jackson, I think, is that the guy from last year, right? The freshman from last
I'm
year?
not sure. Wait, Tom Castellanos?
Yeah, there's Thomas Castellanos ended up in the long shots and lower rated vets, and he became the story of the week of the sport.
Yep.
So congrats to him.
Congrats. But yeah, no, I thought that was interesting, though.
And I'll just throw out a lot of unknowns in that bottom tier. That freshman, not enough snaps played.
Yeah,
That's really where the chaos comes from in college football.
100%.
All right, let's draft fictional athletes.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about this. Let's go.
Last time we did a draft, I think Scotty went first is what we determined. So I will go first this time. Should we, so ground rules here. Any sport.
Any sport. Fictional athlete could be from a fictional TV show, fictional movie.
Video games.
Sure, I guess.
Well, that's where the number 1 pick's coming from.
Really?
Yeah. I guess, is there any more clarification that needs to be made on this? Oh, like Boobie Miles doesn't count.
Okay, right, because he's technically based on a real person.
Yeah.
Sure. No, that makes sense. I actually don't know who you're going to get. Because you were saying earlier, like, it's the obvious.
It is
I know who you're going to get.
It is the
now.
obvious
I know who you're
pick.
going to get.
You might
now.
be too young to actually know.
No,
who
I know
this
who
is,
you're going to
bro.
get now. I know who you're going to get.
You ready, Alyssa?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Baseball player?
Pablo Sanchez.
I knew it.
The GOAT. Can play whatever he wants. He may be the smallest on the field, but he is a straight demon. Faster than everyone, catches everything, can pitch, can hit. He could probably block if you want to put him on the offensive line.
His
he can get it
bars
done.
for his rating, all of them were all the way
Yeah.
up on the game
Yeah.
for sure.
Had the dopest like theme song in the backyard sports games.
I mean, that is nostalgia, bro.
Yeah, they made it for the phone.
Really?
It's out on the iOS.
Have you played it yet?
No, you got to pay for it. I haven't.
Drop
gone
that
far.
bread, bro.
No, I'm
You
playing.
got it?
I'm playing. I got some other games I'm playing right now.
True. You sure do.
Pablo Sanchez is the best fictional athlete of all time.
I like that. I am going to go with. I go back to back, so I'm just going to go nasty 1-2 punch right here. I'm going to get my quarterback obviously out of the way. I need a quarterback, even though this isn't really a football team.
Okay.
But I just need me a quarterback. Have you seen the movie Any Given Sunday?
I've not seen that one.
Dre, you seen Any Given Sunday, the movie?
Come on, dog, of course.
Give me Willie Beeman, bro. One of the best fictional quarterbacks to ever grace a movie screen. Played by Jamie Foxx. Mm-hmm. I can't believe you haven't seen it, but you have to see it, bro. But there's a hilarious classic. So pretty much it's like an NFL team. They're called like the Sharks, but it's not actually NFL.
Yeah.
But so this dude comes in, he's like a rookie behind like this old vet quarterback. Dude's washed, so he comes in and he's like nervous. So he's literally in the huddle calling the play, and he throws up like in the huddle, G.
Oh, no.
But goes crazy, and obviously it's Jamie Foxx, so he did a hell of a job. So give me Willie Beeman. I got my quarterback.
I gotta check it out. I'm sleeping. I'm not a movie guy. I don't know if I've said this on the show, but a lot of people here know that. You tell me to watch
That's
a movie,
valid.
bro. And it's not personal. I'm not trying to like offend anyone here and say like, you know.
He had a song too in the movie. He was like, "My name is Willie Beeman." He was like, "I lead the ladies."
Okay,
ladies
okay.
steaming. It's hilarious. LL Cool J's in it, bro. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
I
who
need
else you
some. I need some attitude.
got? Okay.
His name has been brought up in the chat a few times. Give me Bobby Boucher, man. Let them boys to the Mud Bowl, right? Let them boys to the Mud Bowl.
So, yeah.
Give me Bobby Boucher out of Waterboy. I mean, some real attitude to my team. You know, a real hard hitter.
Okay.
Willie Beeman and Bobby Boucher, bro. Good luck following that up.
So we're basically making a football squad here, right? Like a 5-on-5 squad.
I mean, that's up to you, bro.
Well,
You-
I
you-
got an all-around player. My guy can do whatever.
Exactly. I mean, you already didn't draft a football player, so I don't think we're doing
No,
that.
Pablo plays football. Don't even try that with me.
Okay. All right, bro. you
Pablo
got it.
plays football. I'm gonna go with some beef up front then.
Smart.
Maybe a strong dude.
Hmm.
Give me Rocky.
Okay.
He can play tight end if he wants to.
Sure. Yeah.
He can play linebacker. He'll be a monster out there. No one's gonna mess with him.
I don't mind that.
You talk about bringing an edge to your team. That's exactly what I just did.
That's hilarious.
Pablo can do everything. He ain't gonna play quarterback for me though. So I'll take Paul Crew.
Who he from?
Longest yard. That's Adam
Oh
Sandler.
yeah, right. Okay, yeah, right. All right.
CRE from Longest Yard. CREWE. Yes. Which Rocky though?
Facts.
We got to go with the youth. So take it Rocky one.
Right, facts. Just go with the youngest one. Oh man. Am I back up? All right, bet. So I got my quarterback. I got my linebacker. Mm-hmm. I need somebody to catch some bombs for my boy Willie Beeman. Have you seen the movie Jerry Maguire?
I've not seen that movie either.
Jesus, bro, you got to see Jerry
I
Maguire.
told you this is an issue, bro.
Rod Tidwell, played by Cuba Gooding Jr. He was so. Quick synopsis: Jerry Maguire is based on Jerry Maguire is played by Tom Cruise. He's a sports agent,
Yeah.
and his main client is like a star wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals, played by Cuba Gooding Jr., who goes by Rod Tidwell. So a dog wide receiver. I'm gonna go with Rod Tidwell there.
All right.
Got my quarterback, got a linebacker. I'm gonna go with some speed here. Not really a football pick because he played baseball. Willie Mays Hayes. You seen the movie Major League? It's a baseball
I've
movie.
seen that movie, yes.
Willie Mays Hayes, played by what's his name? Wesley Snipes. Some speed. I got some speed on the perimeter. Run some jet sweeps. Willie Mays Hayes.
All right.
Spencer James would be a hilarious pick.
We need some balance on our team.
Yeah, you do. You need something because we're cooking y'all right now.
Please, bro. Give me Tim Riggins. He's going to run the ball for us.
Who that?
Friday Night Lights, the TV show.
Oh, okay.
Give me Tim Riggins. A lot of angst. A lot of... he takes it out on the field, though, you know? Like, again, we're going to be the toughest team out here, bro.
Bro, Bobby Boucher don't care about none of that toughness y'all got going on over there, bro.
I mean, he's a psycho. I mean,
Exactly.
We're letting the refs know ahead of time that to watch out for him. What, number 9, right? Yeah, watch out for number 9. He plays a little dirty. This one was in the chat, but we need someone to elevate, to get up there and go get it. Maybe not a football player, but I've never seen anyone in my life jump like this. Calvin Cambridge.
You got to say Calvin Cambridge with the shoes, though.
I mean, if he don't have the shoes, bro, it's in a conversation.
That's what I'm saying. You got to make sure he got the
this is
shoes.
assumed that he's bringing the shoes.
All right, for sure. That's valid. I don't know, bro. I'm not going to lie, G. Pablo and Calvin, y'all are pretty small, bro. I'm not going to lie.
No, okay. See, here's the thing.
Y'all are pretty small. I'm just
No.
keeping it real.
Calvin plays small.
Yes, he does.
Or he looks small.
You're
He
right.
doesn't play small
All right.
because he can elevate.
Okay.
Pablo, I mean, you're questioning Travis Hunter right here. Like, just stop. You're gonna lose.
That's crazy.
He does
I didn't know
everything.
Pablo was in the Travis tier, bro. That's
He
kind of
is.
crazy. All right. I
Travis
mean, you
may be
used
in
the
the-
1-1 on him, so he better be.
Travis may be actually in the Pablo tier.
Dope slabs, I'm going to do it. Somebody else mentioned him as well. For my final pick, I'm going to have the nastiest linebacker core in fictional athlete history. I'm adding Thad Castle from the Blue Mountain State. Have you seen Blue Mountain State, bro, the TV
Of course,
show?
yes.
Hilarious, bro. Like, I think I might have told this on this story, on the show before, but I watched it like this summer going into my freshman year of college. And I was like, "Oh wow, this is what college is going to be like, bro. This is going to be this is going to be insane." And it obviously wasn't that, but definitely got me mentally prepared for what I was about to experience. And Thad Castle is my final pick to end this fictional athlete draft, which I just cooked you in, brother.
Please, bro. We literally have the best player. Like, any problem that we have, it's all right, Pablo. Like, he's just the duct tape of the team. Just slap that on whatever we need.
Bro, Pablo don't want to see
cooking.
Bobby Boucher in that A gap, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bobby Boucher wouldn't even be able to find Pablo. He'd be gone. It'd be snap, handoff, gone. That's what it would be.
Oh man, that
All right,
was
what's
fun.
up, chat?
Chatsky.
Kulo asked, when does CU practice start? I don't know exactly yet, but I'd bet about a month from now.
Bro, they're loving your hat, brother.
They are. Shout out to you, actually. You're the one who spotted this when we went up to Boulder.
Facts.
This was like on a little mannequin or something. Like, there was nothing else in the store
Yeah.
like this hat.
For sure. You got it in tell the people where you got it at, bro.
I can't remember the name of it. What's it called?
We were in Boulder on Pearl Street.
But
We're
yeah,
the
it's
Buffalo
like-
Room, right?
Yes, I think that's right.
Or yeah, we're the Buffalo Room.
But yeah, I mean,
Fire.
it might be a vintage shark tooth. I don't know, but it's dope.
My boy got that drip on today.
Appreciate y'all for the kind words. MLN says, with Jimmy and Isaiah Augustive moved on, obviously Dylan long gone. Who is the fastest buff on the squad? Cam Michael? It has to be.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Cam Michael. Who else would you throw in that conversation?
Trackhawk.
Trackhawk, definitely. I mean, Sincere's got to be up there.
Wonder if Hakeem might be up there as well, potentially.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're headed to overtime. If you're watching on your television, head on over to DNVR.com. We're going to wrap up the show. Not much left, but
Who would you guess is the fastest player on the defense?
that's what I was thinking of. Like, the damn, I can't even remember when he left now, but it used to be DeMoy Kennedy. That was just the answer.
I think he left after the
last
23
year.
season.
Yeah.
Like maybe, maybe RJ, or we don't know how fast Tion is, or
RJ for sure I could see. Looking through the roster,
I'm sure DJ would probably say he's up there.
I bet you he would as well.
Yeah.
That's got to be the list. I mean,
Yeah, got to throw in Q as well. Q6
oh,
for
of
sure.
course, Q. But we'll find out for sure.
Definitely.
Super chat from Eric asks, DNVR any weekend plans, 4th of July plans? Weekend plans? Chilling, bro. Death Stranding 2. That's the plan.
Cooling it this weekend. Next weekend, I'm low-key trying to go to the Rockies game next Saturday for fireworks.
I'm thinking about heading home next weekend. So I'm probably going to do that, but...
Bro, RK's theory might be right about you, bro. I ain't
No,
gonna lie. He might be onto something,
It's
bro. I ain't gonna
really
lie, bro.
not, bro.
You don't got nothing to tell us, bro? You sure?
I'm positive. I'm 100% positive. No King, maybe.
Yeah, no king. Yeah, we can't. So a couple people said like Booby Mouse, he's out because he's actually on a real person. Somebody said Big Mike from Blindside, also a real person. So
Yep.
good picks though. Go Mud Dogs, baby.
Yeah, like, I mean, the true first like overall pick would have been like Tecmo Bowl, Bo Jackson.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
All right, chat. We're out of here. Next week, we're gonna be talking some football because I'm sick of the off season. We're gonna dig into Georgia Tech. We're gonna dig into Delaware.
Facts, Cornholy.
Someone said that.
Yes, bro.
Someone said On3 posted their preview for the GT game as well.
Really? Interesting. Yeah, we need to get into GT. I'm telling you, bro, I'm ready. I'm ready to talk it. Let's do it.
No, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Can't wait, dog.
I mean, it's really time now. There's not much left, and we got to fill some air before we get to media day.
Am I tweaking or yeah? It'll be July next time you see us, y'all.
Damn,
Right?
we're 1 month away now.
Oh, next time you see us, I'll be able to say next month is the game. I'll be able to say that.
Oh yeah.
And could be some fireworks as well in the recruiting tip next weekend or next week, excuse me.
Totally.
Tuesday, Trip Skews announces his commitment, has CEO in his top 4. The next day, obviously, Sadarian Morgan announces his commitment. And then next Saturday, Manoa Fapusa announces his commitment. So could be a big week of fireworks on the recruiting side.
All right, chat. Enjoy your Friday. We will be back Monday, full week, final week before media days. It's gonna be fun. Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.